Dear students, this video is about a pteridophytic plant, Lycopodium. So let us have a discussion about the pteridophytic plant, that is Lycopodium. So this is how the morphology of Lycopodium look like. So Lycopodium is a genus of club moss, also known as ground pines or creeping cedars, because of its habit from the family of Lycopodiaceae. So this is the systematic position: division Lycopodiophyta, class Lycopodiopsida, order Lycopodiales, family Lycopodiaceae, genus Lycopodium. So the occurrence, it can grow well in diverse habitats. Mostly they show terrestrial habits, growing in moist, shady, cool places. For all pteridophytes require water for the transfer of the male sperm cell for the process of sexual reproduction. A few members from this pteridophyte are reported as aquatic from Lycopodium genus, that is Azolla, and xerophytic, which is Selaginella, and many are epiphytic, that is Lycopodium. This is how the Lycopodium, that is a pteridophytic plant, look like. So it has a well-developed root structure and a creeping stem. And these are the blade-like leaves. At each fertile branches of leaf, it bears the spore-bearing structure in a compact cone form. We call it as strobilus. So coming to the morphology, so the plant body of Lycopodium is herbaceous and it is sporophytic. Usually they may have either prostrate stem with erect leafy branches or weak pendant stem when it colonizes as epiphyte. This is the erect stem with the leafy branches or weak pendant stem like hanging. And coming to the morphology of stem, so stem is erect in terrestrial habitat and or pendant in epiphytic habitat, and it may be branched or unbranched. If it is branched, it is dichotomously branched, which means the apical cell by regular division, it produces the entire pendant or terrestrial stem. So first the branching is dichotomous, and later on when it matures or in the adult form, it becomes monopodial. The stem and branches are covered with small leaves. We call the term microphylls, nothing but small leaves. Anatomically, if you take the section of the stem is differentiated into three major regions: epidermis, outer epidermis, inner cortex, and nothing but the stele, that is the center ground. So the outermost layer is a uniseriate epidermis, that is the epidermis first covering layer, uniseriate cell. The walls of the epidermal layer, which are thick and cuticularized. This is the epidermal layer, uniseriate cells of epidermis, which is thick and it is cutinized. The cortex is highly variable in thickness and structure. So next to the epidermis, you have the cortex layer. It is highly variable in thickness and structure based on the age and the habit and the habitat. The endodermis. So next to the cortex, you have endodermis, that is the innermost lining, which lines the xylem and phloem conducting vessel. Endodermis is the innermost layer of the cortex, showing characteristic Casparian bands. This is the Casparian bands that is present in the endodermis layer. The small black color thing, no, this is the Casparian strip that is present in the endodermis. So endodermis is followed by pericycle layer, which is 2 to 6 layer thick. Okay, so coming to the stele, which is present in the endodermis. So stele may be three types. So actinostele, it is reported in the species Lycopodium legmaria. So this is the star-shaped appearance of xylem surrounded by phloem. This is a kind of stele which is present in the stem of Lycopodium legmaria. And the second one is plectocele. This is reported in the species Clavum. So xylem is arranged here a plate-like structure which surrounds the phloem. And the third one is mixed protocele, which is present in the species Cernum. So it is a mixing of the xylem and phloem band. So these three kinds of stele which is present in different species of Lycopodium. So coming to the morphology of the root, usually the roots are small, adventitious, present in the Lycopodium genus. Root arise endogenously from the pericycle layer of the stem. So though it arises endogenously from inside pericycle, it will not penetrate the cortex, but instead of penetrating the cortex, it turns down through the cortex and finally emerges out from the base of the stem in the form of fruit. Understood? So root usually arises from the pericycle. So from the pericycle, it will not directly penetrate the cortex. It turns downward through the cortex. So from uh, positively geotropic, it emerges out the root. So anatomically, root is divided into three parts: outer epidermis, middle cortex, and inner stele. So the outer epidermis is made up of single layered thin wall parenchymatous cell. So this is how the TS look like. So outer is the epidermis made up of single layer thin parenchymatous cell. So numerous root hairs also arises from the root. A peculiarity of the Lycopodium genus, root hairs arise in pairs. These are the root hairs. This is the root. Root hairs arise in the form of pairs. So next to the epidermis, the cortex, which is several layer in thickness. In older roots, there is a differentiation of complexity. So we can divide the cortex into outer and inner cortex. Whereas in younger root, there is only a cortex region, but is very immature. So the outer cortex, if it is differentiated into outer and inner cortex in the older roots, outer cortex usually consists of heavily scarified cells provide mechanical support to the root because it is an older root. So to provide the mechanical support, the outer cortex is heavily scarified. The inner cortex is made up of simple parenchymatous cell. So the central portion is root is occupied by a kind of stele, that is protostele. So inside that, you can have the xylem and phloem conducting vessel, and that is delimited, that is covered by endodermis and pericycle, what we discussed in the stem. So stele, it is usually monarch with one protoxylem, but in some species of Lycopodium, it is diarch and triarch also in older root. The xylem bundle can appear in the form of C-shape or U-shaped with the protoxylem. Phloem lies in between the arms of the xylem if it is in the form of C or U shape. And so this is the section of root, epidermis and outer cortex, inner cortex, then endodermis, pericycle, and this is the xylem, and this is the phloem. This is the arrangement of protostele, and this is monarch, diarch, and triarch. If it is a one protoxylem bundle, it is 2R. If it is a two protoxylem bundle, it is diarch. If it is three, that is triarch. This is the C-shaped and U-shaped vascular bundle, which is present in the older root. So this is how the stele differs in the root portion of the Lycopodium genus. Coming to the leaves, leaves are simple. I told you it is microphyllous, simple leaf, very small size. We call it as microphylla. Sessile means there is no leaf stalk, eligate, and possess a single unbranched midrib which run at the center. We call it as microphyll. The leaves are spirally arranged, even though it is erect or pendulous. Leaves are closely spirally arranged. Leaves are usually homophilous or heterophyllous. It can be same morphology or different, two different kinds. So that's why it is given homophilous, means same kind of leaf, different kind of leaf, we call it as heterophyllous. Usually the leaves near the apical portion of the branches bear sporangia. I showed it in the morphology. The fertile branch, okay, so that bears a compact structure, we call it as sporophylous, nothing but spore bearing structure. We call it as strobili. The leaves are usually alike and same size and shape. We call it as isophily, or other name is homophily. If the leaves are same size and shape, we call it as isophily and homophily. If it is different in size and shape, we call it as heterophily. So the anatomy of leaf is very simple with highly cuticularized one layer epidermis. This is a one layer, outer layer of epidermis. It is highly cuticularized, interrupted by stomata. These are the stomata. There is an opening for the exchange of gas for photosynthesis. We call it as stomata. A homogeneous parenchymatous mesophyll tissue that is present next to the epidermis. It is homogeneous mass, consists of same kind of cells. There is no differentiation. It is made up of simple parenchymatous cell with large intercellular spaces. Also, it is loosely arranged with intercellular spaces, and chloroplastids also present in the leaf. Of course, leaves are the primary site for the process of photosynthesis. And vascular bundle, it is median concentric vascular bundle with central xylem surrounded by phloem. Vascular bundle is very simple. So xylem, that's our xylem, which is present at the center, which is surrounded by phloem. Stomata are distributed on both the surface of the leaf. If the leaf contains stomata in the upper epidermis as well as in the lower epidermis, we call the term amphistomatic, which is reported in some species of Lycopodium. In some species of Lycopodium, it is confined only to the lower epidermis. So in such cases, we call that term as hypostomatic. Okay. This is the strobilus in the fertile branch. So each one leaf-like structure, we call it a sporophyll. The sporophyll is having spore-bearing structure. This is the compact structure, we call it as strobilus. Okay, so with this, we come to the end of this video. I hope from this video, you can learn something about the morphology, how the picture of Lycopodium look like, how the anatomy and morphological characteristics of root, stem, and leaf. Thank you.